Hey guys, Brody here with Squid's Pressure Washing LLC, Kansas City's highest rated exterior cleaning company and a veteran-owned business. Filming's probably gonna be a little wonky because I'm trying to do this with my phone and show a gentleman up in Ottawa how to tackle the grime that is up in the eaves that your house wash can't typically tackle, and we call that fallout. Fallout's kind of a catch-all term that I'll explain later, but if you've ever washed a light colored or a white house and there's still dark streaks up near the eaves and the soffits, that's fallout. So I'll explain what that is in a little bit, but I'm going to show you a fast, quick, and easy way to get it tackled. We're going to go outside here, and I apologize in advance for the state of the shop. We're gradually moving in and trying to get some windows insulated in a manner that doesn't look too tacky, and it's not quite working out. But long story short, up here you see that green and silver thing? That's a 30-foot Unger pole. It extends out to 30 feet, and it's not terribly difficult to use because even fully extended, it's about the weight of a wet leather shoe. So I'll take you inside and show you how we use it. All right, again, I'm gonna apologize for the state of the shop. It's kind of a wreck. We're actually building another truck too. So it is an absolute mess, but so this isn't the 30-foot Unger pole, but the difference, there's almost no difference. So this, a lot of people in the forum ask what I mean by clipping a rag. Well, not a lot, they've asked a couple times, but what I mean by clipping a rag to a brush, this is it. This is a stiff bristled brush, and I clip a rag to it because it holds degreaser or soap or whatever I need it to hold. So let me get it popped open here. Hold fast. All right, so you fill that rag with soap. It's gonna drip a little bit. You pre-wet the side. You spray your degreaser in the rag and the brush will hold most of it. So you come up here and it's literally, at an angle on the siding. You just push and it will follow the lines in the siding. So on the flat wall, it doesn't work that great. But let's say this is a piece of siding. Sorry about the filming, guys. It will follow the vinyl on the underside of the siding, okay? And it'll put the degreaser up there for the fallout, which is greasy. It could be smoke, it could be soot. It's kind of a catch-all term for anything that is airborne that SH won't tackle. So that is a magic trick, and you want to clip it on a little tighter. But you should be able to walk around an average 2-story house with that in 10 minutes or less. It's definitely an upcharge because you're definitely hand scrubbing. You don't have to get on a ladder, but it does take time, 10 or 15 extra minutes, which slows the day down. These I really like because they're soft, so if the siding is oxidized, it won't take off a lot of the oxidation, but on light colored siding, you won't really notice anyways. So the reason why that's important is if you take off all the oxidation on, say, a really light blue, it's gonna look shinier and different under the eaves than it is on the rest of the house. So I like the soft ones too. You can clip a rag to this, but you don't really have to. This doesn't hold the soap as well, but doesn't ultimately matter. You just need to get a little bit of the degreaser or whatever in the eaves and agitate it a little bit, and then it should rinse down. I'm also not in my normal work attire because we had storms today. So I'm actually working on, let's see if I can show you here, cutting the rotten bed out of the F-250. So this video is a little different. It's a little faster. It's for Rise and Shine up in Ottawa because he had some questions and he's learning the process now. He did ask some questions about pricing, It does take some extra time, so there needs to be an upcharge. Plan on it taking anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes. But once you get it down, it should take no more than about 15 max on an average 2-story suburban house. And that's if access is good. Just be careful close to power lines, obviously, with that aluminum pole. But it's important that when people call, you do your due diligence before you ever even start the vehicle or ask for an address to get out there, because you can answer a lot of your questions and you can actually start doing estimates over the phone by finding out, hi, Mrs. Johnson. Oh, how'd you find us? Blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, I've got just a couple questions that'd be really helpful. We might be able to give you an estimate over the phone if we can figure out a couple things about the project. One is, what's the house sided with? Mrs. Jones says vinyl or painted. Perfect. Okay, so what color is the siding and what color is the paint, or what color is the paint? It's white, or it's a very light gray, or a light blue, or a tan, light tan. Okay, have you noticed any dark spots or darker grime up in the eaves or the soffits? Okay, yeah, well, so let me explain really quick what that is. That's called fallout, and fallout's kind of a catch-all term for smoke, grease. It's not something that the typical house wash can actually tackle, and a lot of times it needs to be hand scrubbed. And that's typically an upcharge, and that upcharge for 45 minutes is X dollars, whatever your upcharge is, whatever your hourly cost is, because you got to figure out how much it costs to run the business every hour. I think that's important. That way you can add your expenses also to your profit goals. So if your profit goal is $100 an hour, your expenses are 40, you can say $140 an hour is kind of the going rate. And if it takes you 2 hours for an average 2-story house, that should be $280. I mean, it's pretty simple as far as pricing goes. And we're back. Impromptu videos are always a little strange because impromptu stuff happens. I heard a dog collar jingling outside the garage door and forgot that my shop neighbor, hair salon over here, always brings her dog to work. But anyways, the pricing is up to you, but once you get the process down, it should take you no time at all. And you should start asking some questions. The best way I can think to put it is some pre-discovery questions before you ever even get to the house. And like I said, you could reasonably answer 99% of the questions that you have that you're going to look at a house for anyway, with 5 to 7 questions over the phone, and you could start giving estimates over the phone like we do for 90% of our estimates. They're over the phone. Commercial is different, but residential, I don't remember the last time I've actually driven to an estimate unless I was in the area around the corner. But if you have any questions, comments, please leave them below. Also, if you like the channel, you found that helpful, or you find any of the other videos helpful, do me a favor and subscribe, because we got a lot more coming. I've got some I've got to edit and publish. So there's gonna be a slew of videos coming over the next couple weeks. Thanks.